Have you ever found yourself scrolling through social media, perhaps just before bed, when suddenly a wave of unease washes over you? Your heart starts to race, your breathing quickens, and you feel an overwhelming sense of inadequacy or even dread. You're not alone. In our hyper-connected world, this experience, often escalating into what feels like an anxiety attack, is becoming increasingly common, a phenomenon we call social media anxiety. Welcome. Today we're going to talk about a very real and pressing concern: anxiety attacks triggered by social media. We'll explore why this happens, and most importantly, provide you with a practical, step-by-step plan to regain control and find calm in your digital life. It's about more than just feeling stressed. It's about understanding the subtle ways these platforms can drain us, creating an illusion of connection while leaving us feeling isolated and anxious. The rise of social media has undeniably transformed how we connect, share, and consume information. But this constant stream of digital interaction has also created fertile ground for anxiety to flourish. Let's delve into some of the key mechanisms at play here. One of the most insidious traps is the comparison trap. Think about it. Every feed is a carefully curated highlight reel of other people's lives. We see perfect vacations, career successes, beautiful families, and seemingly effortless happiness. When we compare our messy, unfiltered reality to these polished presentations, it's almost impossible not to feel a pang of inadequacy or a dip in our self-worth. It's like comparing your behind-the-scenes documentary to someone else's blockbuster movie trailer. Then there's FOMO, or the fear of missing out. Scrolling through endless posts about events you weren't invited to, achievements you haven't reached, or experiences you're not having can trigger a deep sense of isolation and worry that you're not living life to its fullest. This often drives a compulsive need to stay connected, perpetuating the cycle. Another major contributor is information overload. Our feeds are a relentless torrent of news, updates, opinions, and visual stimuli. Our brains aren't designed to process this volume of information continuously. It can lead to emotional dysregulation, that feeling of being overwhelmed, mentally fatigued, and out of balance, simply because there's too much to take in. And for many, social media becomes a stage for social validation seeking. We post, we wait, we watch for likes, comments, and shares. This pursuit of external approval can become an anxiety-inducing cycle. When that approval isn't received as expected, it can feel like a direct rejection, negatively impacting our sense of self-adequacy, almost like a digital popularity contest with no real winners. Unfortunately, the digital world also brings its darker elements, like cyberbullying and online harassment. Exposure to hostile content or direct negative interactions can have a profound and lasting impact on mental health, fostering feelings of shame, insecurity, and intense anxiety. We also can't ignore the dopamine reward system. Social media platforms are expertly designed to be addictive, activating our brain's reward centers with every notification or positive interaction. This creates a strong urge to keep checking, and a lack of that dopamine hit can leave us feeling restless and anxious. Finally, one often overlooked factor is sleep disruption. Late-night scrolling exposes us to blue light, which interferes with melatonin production, essential for sleep. Poor sleep directly contributes to increased anxiety and can worsen existing symptoms. So, recognizing these triggers is the first step. The symptoms of social media anxiety are varied: feelings of inadequacy, persistent dissatisfaction, isolation, heightened stress, depression, and a preoccupation with your online presence. But the good news is, there are concrete, practical steps you can take to manage and reduce this anxiety. Let's dive into our practical plan. First, and perhaps most impactful, is to limit screen time. This isn't just a suggestion, it's an evidence-backed strategy. A 2018 study from the University of Pennsylvania showed that simply reducing active social media use to about 30 minutes a day, spread across your major platforms, significantly reduced anxiety, depression, loneliness, and FOMO. Try setting a timer or use your phone's built-in screen time features. It's about giving your brain a much-needed break from the constant input. Next, consider a digital detox. This could be a complete break for a day, a weekend, or even longer. Stepping away entirely can help you reset your relationship with these platforms, allowing you to reconnect with the real world and observe how much mental space social media truly occupies. Practice mindful usage. Before you open an app, ask yourself, Why am I doing this? How am I feeling right now? How do I expect to feel after? Be aware of how different content affects your mood. If a particular account or type of post consistently makes you feel bad, make a conscious choice to disengage. It's about intentionality, not just mindless scrolling. Curate your feed. This is a powerful tool. Unfollow or mute any accounts that consistently trigger negative feelings, comparison, or stress. Instead, seek out and follow accounts that inspire, educate, or uplift you. Your feed should be a source of positivity and genuine connection, not a constant reminder of what you don't have. Engage in real-life activities. This seems obvious, but it's incredibly important. Prioritize in-person relationships, pursue hobbies that bring you joy, engage in physical activity, and spend time outdoors. These activities ground you, build authentic connections, and reduce your reliance on online validation for your sense of worth. Set clear boundaries. Create specific rules for yourself. Avoid social media first thing in the morning, which can set a negative tone for your entire day. Similarly, avoid it before bed to protect your sleep. Designate meal times as screen-free zones. And perhaps most importantly, disable non-essential notifications. This puts you back in control of your time and focus, rather than being constantly pulled in by your device. Finally, seek support. You don't have to navigate this alone. Talk to trusted friends or family members about what you're experiencing. If your anxiety feels overwhelming, don't hesitate to reach out to mental health professionals. There are also many excellent mental health apps like Headspace or Calm that offer mindfulness and meditation tools. Online therapy platforms and dedicated treatment centers can provide structured support and coping strategies tailored to your needs. It's important to acknowledge that the relationship between social media and anxiety is complex. Researchers are still exploring whether social media directly causes anxiety or if individuals already predisposed to anxiety tend to use social media more frequently. The truth is likely a nuanced combination of both. And because social media is still a relatively new technology, we're continuously learning about its long-term effects. This isn't about blaming the platforms entirely, nor is it about pretending they have no impact. It's about understanding the intricate dance between our digital habits and our mental well-being. So, what does the future hold? We can expect a continued focus on refining our scientific understanding of these complex interactions. There will likely be increased pressure on platforms for greater accountability and the development of robust regulatory frameworks to foster safer digital environments. But most importantly, the future points toward empowering you, the individual, to navigate this landscape mindfully. Managing anxiety attacks related to social media is not about abandoning these platforms entirely, but about cultivating a healthier, more intentional relationship with them. By understanding the triggers and implementing these practical steps, you can regain control, reduce anxiety, and foster a greater sense of calm in your daily life. Remember, your mental well-being is paramount, and you have the power to protect it, even in the bustling digital world. Take these steps, be patient with yourself, and prioritize your peace of mind.